Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Glenwood Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Zach Seawees, and Pepsi. I'm here with the head coach of Glenwood football, Ron Nelson. Coach Nelson, a lot has changed since last season, since the last time we did one of these shows. Moving from the AISA to the AHSAA, what do you look forward to most heading to the new league?
First, Noah, thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you. I know we're missing Dusty and Chris Blackshear from the last 2 years. I want to tell them thank you for all they've done for our program and done for this show. But glad to have you. Glad to have you on Friday nights also, and PAing and calling the game for us and all that. And just let you know, Ron is my father. I'm Ryan, so I've been called Ron my whole life also. But I shot him out too, so thank you to my dad and everything he's done for me and done for our program. And he's out there in the heat at 67 years old, coaching his tail off. So happy to have him. But just a blessing to be back, football season, and we're excited. But to answer your question, I think the biggest thing I tell everybody is just a lot of excitement. I think for us as a program, we get the opportunity to play new teams, play against a little bit different competition. But most importantly for me as the head football coach is, for the travel. And, our region games, we don't have to get on a bus or a charter bus and travel, 2.5, 3 hours. So the longest trip we have in region this year is right at an hour and 30 minutes, hour 40 minutes. We are in game 2 traveling to Elba about 2.5 hours. So we'll be able to cut some costs when it comes to travel, but also just the ability to play more teams, be in a deeper league. And I think it's something that, we can take and use and hopefully have our kids, be around the state more and get a little bit more recognition. And hopefully we can continue to play good football.
Yeah. So a lot of new players this year, but before we get into the new players this year, I want to take a look at last year. I believe Dallas Crowe was he was a very special player. I believe you agree with that too. Yeah. Can you just your final thoughts on Dallas Crowe, what he meant to the program?
First and foremost, I want to talk kind of about that senior class before I get to Dallas.
Yeah.
Had 21 seniors last year off that team, and just a very, very loving group. They loved each other. They loved our school. And, the way them kids work and went about their business every single day, I couldn't ask nothing more as being their coach. I was proud to be their coach. They did everything I asked them to do. And last year we started out great. I mean, we started out 9-0, and we played some really, really good ball, played some really good competition, especially early in the year, and was very successful. And then we kind of come out the last regular season ball game of the year, and we got banged up and lost a heartbreaking game to Chambers, I think by a yard. And sometimes that's how football goes. But most importantly, we were completely banged up going into the playoffs. I've told everybody since then, that's not an excuse, but it's reality.
Yeah.
And we kind of limped in the playoffs last year. I was able to be the dog in the semifinals. And then, it just wasn't our night in the state championship game. So it kind of, with Dallas and a couple other guys, they went into the game and gave everything they had. And they were banged up also. So I'm just proud of our guys and what they did. I've laid a foundation for 2 years. And, we got to the state championship game back-to-back years. So can't be more proud than that. Just came up a little short. But, just strictly talking about Dallas, again, electrifying player. But I can't say enough about him as a human being and who he was for a leader for our football team his whole career. And just played outstanding ball, was player of the year in our conference for 2 years. And so excited to see him play at the next level a little bit. And, I saw him actually last week, so he's all smiles like he always is. But love that kid to death, love our seniors to death from last year. And this year we just kind of move on with a new bunch, and hopefully they can be as successful as last year's seniors.
Yeah. So moving on to the new players for this year. Roster looks a little bit different this year. Can you talk about a few key players you think are going to have an instant impact coming this Friday night?
Well, roster is different from last year. Right now we're looking at 49 football players on our roster. So, last year we were right at, 70 players. So we're kind of down in numbers. We had some kids decide not to play for whatever reason. We don't have to really get into that. But we also had some kids move in. But, also got a lot of kids that's coming back from our team last year that'll be seniors and juniors that contributed a lot last year. So, you will see some new faces out there. Not going to sit here and really talk a whole lot about, all the new faces because I think, once people watch us on Friday, they can kind of get the roster and they can kind of come in there and see the new guys and things like that. But just to mention a few of them by name, we have a big guy that's came in that going to play left tackle and nose guard for us, and Aaron Carter. So he's going to bring us some instant beef up front, along with Brandon Niles and Tyler Sykes and Ethan Henderson and I know I forget, so Carter Ross and Cooper Favors. So looking for those guys to come up front, along on the defensive line, Markel Robinson, Cam Stone, Emory Davis. So them are all kind of names you'll be seeing in the trenches next Friday night for us, and hopefully those guys right there can can kind of be a strength for our football team, and you know, we can lean on them early and you know, come out, stop the run, and run the football, and hopefully lead to some successful games for us early in the year.
Glenwood's had a lot of good teams in spurts throughout the years, but it feels like you're truly trying to build a consistent program. What do you think is the difference between having a good team and a good program in high school?
Well, foundation is everything, and I said that when I came in 2 years ago. Yeah, we want to be good year one. We want to be good year two at long. But I think essentially building a program is something where your values every single day what you do in the building. And, you know, we're trying to build it from the 7th and 8th grade up. And I've been trying to do that for the last 2 years. But again, with our numbers kind of being down a little bit, our freshmen and sophomore, it's not where I want it to be. But that's how you build a program and build longevity, you know, for the long haul. Is you get these guys in here in the 9th grade, they practice, and it's almost cliche to say this, but, you know, in 9th grade, it's almost like a redshirt year in college football. You know, you're learning, you come out, you're learning new things, you learn how to practice, you learn how the process of the program works. And then as you get in there, your sophomore, junior, and senior years, you should be ready to play. So that's kind of, you know, the foundation is everything for me. But what we do in our building from, you know, like this morning, you know, we're in the weight room at 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's, you know, we get the kids back at 2 o'clock for 7th period, and, you know, we're in the film room. So, you know, we're trying to do everything like a big-time program does when it comes to weights, when it comes to video, when it comes to walkthroughs, and when it comes to practice and everything like that. So just preparation throughout the week, and we believe in our process, and it's worked at other places I've been, and it's worked since I've been here so far. So it's something we believe in, we strive in, our coaches believe in it, and, you know, it's just part of our routine weekly.
Can you talk a little bit about that coaching staff around you?
Yes.
Who you think are really people you rely on?
Yep. Well, first off, I rely on all of them. That's the first off. And but no, we've assembled another great coach staff this year. We lost some guys off last year, so we'll look a little different. And but I'll go over that. You know, right now, starting defensively, you know, our defensive coordinator back from last year, Josh McConnell, who has done a tremendous job for us over there the last 2 years since I've been here. Me and him has really grown our relationship over the last 2 years. We love talking a lot of football together. And we kind of just, you know, throw different kind of schemes off each other. We ask each other questions because I'm a kind of a gym rat too, and I like to talk a lot of ball. But he's done a great job. Then coming back, you got both our inside and outside linebacker coach with Galen Smith coaching our inside linebackers, and Coach Justin J.J. Jackson coaching our outside linebackers. So them two are back. We moved Jesse Boyd, who coached our running backs last year, to DB. So he's over there, kind of getting back to where he's a little bit more comfortable and coaching those guys over there. And then we had a guy that we've hired that his kids end up going to Glenwood. He's got, you know, 4 girls, but 2 of them go to Glenwood right now. And Coach Paul Dunbar played college football in New Mexico, and he's from Texas and things like that. But they moved in. He's a kids pastor in Opelika, but he has done an outstanding job with our D-line. He's done a great character guy, great guy to have in our building. So we're excited about him also. Then we move over to the offensive side of the ball. Our offensive coordinator, Earl Alexander, is back for year 3. Me and him been together for a long time. We were at a previous school. We were together, and we kind of know each other. He's kind of the more calm, laid-back guy. I'm kind of the fiery guy, so we kind of work good together right there. Then we got my father, Coach Ron Nelson, coaching our O-line, along with hiring a coach, Coach Tyler Martin from Tennessee to coach our O-line. And then we got another guy we've hired from Jacksonville State to play for me at Central, to coach our quarterback, Zion Webb. So we're fully staffed. I can't leave off our kicking coach, Coach Eddie Miranda, who's been with us for his 3rd year now. He's also done a great job. So we're fully staffed. We're excited, and we're just working our tails off every single day to get ready for Friday night.
Looking forward to it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, when we come back on the Glenwood Coaches Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, we're going to walk through Glenwood's schedule this fall in 2024. Stay tuned on the Gator Coaches Show, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Zaxby's, and Pepsi.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, the full-size GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to a giant $15,000 off. GMC Canyons with plenty of power and excellent towing ability, up to $5,000 off. And the roomy and enjoyable compact SUV, the popular GMC Terrains, up to $6,750 off.
Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Georgia, Alabama. Sports Live will be your go-to for all your favorite high school and collegiate games this fall. From the Carver Tigers to the Columbus Blue Devils, the Harris County Tigers and Northside Patriots, the Glenwood Gators and Calvary Christian Knights, the Pacelli Vikings and Brookstone Cougars to the Smith Station Panthers and Russell County Warriors, from CVCC, Pirates basketball and baseball, and every tournament from here to Macon. We are the #1 destination for anything happening in East Alabama and West Central Georgia. Be sure to like and follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and stay tuned for even more amazing ways we will be bringing Georgia-Alabama Sports Live to you this upcoming season. We can't wait to come see you next.
Welcome back to the Glenwood Gators Coaches Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Zaxby's, and Pepsi. We'd like to thank our friends here at Mike and Ezron. I know you know them very well, about having us here and letting us host our show here.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just always thank Chase and his family for allowing us to come down here on Monday nights to have our coaching show. It's been something we've been doing since I've been here. Very blessed. Our coaches come down here. We have a family atmosphere, and it's always great barbecue. I tell you what, it's the best barbecue in town. He does it right, and I love Chase to death. And again, Chase, thank you so much for having us down here for another year.
All right, walking through this schedule for this fall for Glenwood, you open up against Valley this Friday, then you got a road game at Elba, then you open conference play on the road at Comer, then you play Childersburg at home, then at Beulah, then the Wadley game, the road trip to Wadley in the middle. You got 3 region games in the Wadley game and 3 more region games before finishing up on senior night against Sylacauga. Is there one game in the early stretch you think is a key game that you think, oh, if we win that one, we can really get to the goals we want to achieve?
Yeah, the first one.
Understood.
So one thing about me you'll understand real quick is I'm not a guy that looks ahead. I don't think you can in football. I'm not even worried about game 2 or game 3 right now. Obviously, the season really starts game 3, because that when we start talking about playoff contention and all that kind of stuff. But I learned a long time ago, Noah, that you got to be tested early to see what you got. You don't want to come out here the first 2 ball games and get a misconception, or you play in teams that you're better than, and you go out game 3 and region play, and you get surprised by things. And that ain't who I want to be. So the last 2 years we went across the water. We played Pacelli and Brookstone, which Pacelli won the state championship the first year we played them. Brookstone had a really good team that year also. Last year, Brookstone plays for the state championship over there. I think Pacelli gets beat in the semifinals over there. But again, both of those programs and coaches are very quality. And I knew when we left both of those ball games the last 2 years, I knew what our football team was going to look like and what we had to do, what we were good at, what we were bad at. Same thing this year. It's very difficult scheduling out of non-conference games because us transition to another league. A lot of these teams already, the dates when the non-conference, season's going to be. Week 1, week 2, or week 0, week 1, week 5, and then obviously week 9 or 10, depending on how your region falls. So a lot of people already booked. It just so happened Valley's coaches called. We didn't have a home game. And for me personally, I know that their program's really good. They've been successful, especially since he's been there. He does a great job. But me and him both talked about it. It's a great gate for both of us. So a lot of people are going to be there for our kids watching the game. There'll be a lot of fans that they're going to bring also. So I know we're going to get really tested in game 1, especially playing a 5A. But also they got really good athletes and things like that. So we'll get a really good understanding when we wake up Saturday morning where we're at, what we got to get better at, and things like that. And then, week 2, we're going to Elba. They're a 1A. I think they're preseason poll. They're #1 team in 1A. And they got, what quote unquote the best running back in the state. So we'll worry about him this time next week. Right now we have our hands full for sure with Valley. And that's just kind of the mentality that I always preach to our coaches and our players. When we get in there on Sundays, it's all about what we got to do to prepare for this Friday night. And then we'll worry about game 2 when we wake up next Saturday morning.
So for your team on Friday night, what are you looking for to achieve? Like, is there any sort of fundamentals or any sort of particular schematics that you want to see executed successfully?
The one thing about it is, we are who we are. Okay, so we're not going out here trying to, reinvent the wheel on either side of the ball. We feel like our scheme on both sides of the ball is going to be sound. It's something, we've been doing for a long time, especially myself offensively, and Coach McConnell same way defensively. But the main thing is, and can we limit mistakes, and can we communicate getting guys on and off the field from the sideline? Same way with special teams. So I think the team that comes in plays the cleanest game. doesn't have the penalties, and a team that can, stay healthy from a standpoint of cramping and not letting the heat be a major factor, I think it will be the team that is going to be successful. So we're just trying to continue to practice. This is a week 3 for us. Obviously, we had the summer, but when you're really talking about practice this early in the year, it really is week 3. There's a lot of things we're trying to clean up right here at practice this week and just go out and hopefully we can. I know our kids are going to play hard. I know they're going to play with effort, and we're going to try to come out and protect our home field and all that kind of good stuff. So, but for us, it's about playing fast and like I said, eliminate mistakes and trying to play with a lot of communication and having fun doing it.
Right. Anything else like that, Coach?
Oh no, just all the fans, please support these kids and come out. Friday night, it's going to be a packed house opener. Definitely going into a new league. So I tell the kids all the time, we're a part of history. This will be the first time it's ever happened in school history, and we're going to be a part of it. So, why not go out and play our best game and give it our best shot? And we're looking for our fans to show up, and I know their fans are going to show up, and we just want to play at a high level. That's all we want trying to do Friday night.
Looking forward to it, Coach. Coach Nelson, go enjoy some barbecue.
Yeah,
thank you for your time.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, the athletic director for the Glenwood Gators, Tim Fanning, will join us on the Glenwood Coaches Show. Stay tuned on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Zaxby's, and Pepsi.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs, discounted up to $750 off. Chevy Equinox with discounts up to $6,000 off. And listen to this, 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, as low as $295 a month. Brand new Chevy Blazer EV, 24 months lease, just $295 a month.
Get ready to smile.
Georgia, Alabama. Sports Live will be your go-to for all your favorite high school and collegiate games this fall. From the Carver Tigers to the Columbus Blue Devils, the Harris County Tigers and Northside Patriots, the Glenwood Gators and Calvary Christian Knights, the Pacelli Vikings and Brookstone Cougars to the Smith Station Panthers and Russell County Warriors, from CVCC, Pirates basketball and baseball, and every tournament from here to Macon. We are the #1 destination for anything happening in East Alabama and West Central Georgia. Be sure to like and follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and stay tuned for even more amazing ways we will be bringing Georgia Alabama Sports Live to you this upcoming season. We can't wait to come see you next.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, the full-size GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to a giant $15,000 off. GMC Canyons with plenty of power and excellent towing ability, up to $5,000 off. And the roomy and enjoyable compact SUV, the popular GMC Terrains, up to $6,750 off.
Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to the Glenwood Coaches Show, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Zaxby's, and Pepsi. Moving on from Coach Nelson to Athletic Director Tim Fanning, arguably one of the biggest home games in Glenwood history coming up this Friday. How excited are you for it?
Super excited, actually. I would say it's not any different than, leading off the season at home, but obviously it is with our transition to the HSA. It's a school that, Glenwood has never played in the 54-year history of the school. So, obviously gives the kids something to focus on and be excited about all summer, which is, really tough when it's 100 degrees out there. Football guys are getting after it, and, you hope that bringing in somebody of, that kind of rich tradition and a 5A school that's bigger than us would, motivate some kids during the summer. You got to pull out anything you possibly can to try to motivate kids in 100-degree weather practicing football. So we're super excited.
Yep. So what? You don't have to get into too dirty the details, but moving from the AISA to the HSAA, what went into that decision, and how do you see it panning out?
Well, really it was a lot of things. But proximity of schools was a big factor. Just looking at how difficult it was to fill schedules without having to travel, and spend tons of money on those things. So, um, fortunately for us, we are in a good location in an area that is populated, and there are a lot of schools that now we have access to in this area. And a lot of us that grew up around here that may not have went to Glenwood grew up playing a lot of these schools. But our kids have never had that opportunity. So just looking at our schedules, forward, I mean, not just football, but, basketball coming up, baseball schedule, volleyball schedule, all those different things. Like, we've got a lot of games that are in close proximity, a lot closer than previous years. So it should help with travel, should be getting home a lot sooner. Hopefully we can, create, some type of, good relationships with these schools around here so that we can have some good, clean rivalries that we're excited about.
Can you talk a little bit about what goes into the game day prep for home games on Friday?
Whew, man.
Do we have enough time for that?
No, we don't. We don't. But it's I tell you what, game week goes by really fast. It's we always right now we got a cheer box project going on, project on the baseball field, and just added some more bleachers to the visitor side of football. So you always got projects going on, but just trying to make sure your press box scripts and what you're doing at halftime and the officials and ambulance and medical staff and all those different things. It just kind of rolls really fast. But hopefully when people come out and see it, it's an atmosphere that they like being in. And it's because of that preparation, that hard work all week, so that Friday you can just enjoy yourself.
All right. After the break, we're going to come back and wrap up the Glenwood Coaches Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, presented by Zaxby's, Pepsi, and Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs, discounted up to $13,750 off. Chevy Equinox with discounts up to $6,000 off. And listen to this, 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, as low as $295 a month. Brand new Chevy Blazer EV, 24 months lease, just $295 a month.
Get ready to smile.
Show presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Zaxby's, and Pepsi. I'm here with the athletic director for the Glenwood Gators, Tim Fanning. Obviously, it's fall, so that means it's football season. We also got volleyball coming up, cross country starting up. Can you talk about the other teams that are playing this fall that you're excited about?
Oh yeah, well, Coach Strink, has built an amazing volleyball program at Glenwood and been extremely successful, winning several state championships. And there again, what we touched on last segment is, now she's getting to play schools that are local that we didn't have access to before. So they open up the season Thursday at Northside, which is super exciting because they're always, really good in volleyball as well. So, and then cross country will start in a couple weeks. Coach Bankston, she's out there running with them in 100-degree weather. I don't know how she does it, but God bless her. So they're going to get to compete, and Central's having a meet. They have it at Lakewood Golf Course in a few weeks, and they get to be in that and go over to Smith Station and doing one in Auburn. So they don't have to go very far. They have one in Columbus, Muskogee County School District. So super exciting for them to be able to kick off their seasons and not have to travel a long ways and things like that. So I just encourage folks to go check out the Gators on Thursday at Northside, and then come see us on Friday night at the Swamp against Valley. We hope to pack out the stadium and cash gate. You don't have to get anything online; just show up with your cash.
Anything like that? Anything like that, Coach?
No, I just want to let everybody know and our fan base know that we're super excited about this school year and this transition into a new league, and we hope that see you at football games, volleyball games, and come say hey and just be part of this journey with us, because it wouldn't have been possible for this to happen without all the support of all the alumni for the last 54 years.
I'd like to thank Mike and Ez for hosting us tonight. Thanks, Tim, for your time. Be sure to tune in Thursday night for Glenwood Volleyball. Friday night, we got a triple header, including the Glenwood Valley game at 8 o'clock. If you're going, get there early. I would strongly recommend to save your seat for the first game at home for Glenwood against the public schools. For my producer, Chris, for my athletic director, Tim Fanning, and Coach Nelson, I'm Noah Shelton. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Glenwood Coaches Show, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Zaxby's, and Pepsi. Have a good night, everybody.